Page 5, When Knighthood Was in Flower. They're introducing you to 16th notes in 3/4 time. They say in 3/4 time. I don't see the point in that. It's just 16th note is a 16th note is a 16th note. It doesn't matter what the time signature is. But as far as how many beats it gets and counting, that's where the time signature comes in. You see, in music, the notes divide by 2. So a whole note, split it in half, you get half note, split that in half, you get a quarter, split that, eighth, keep splitting, 16th, 32nd, 64th, 128th, and on into whatever. In piano, we generally don't go beyond a 32nd note. 16th notes are fine. You just 2 of those for an 8th note. All right. Well, counting, there's different ways of counting 16th notes. It's up to you and your teacher. The method I use for counting is the beat gets a number. So here we got 3/4 time, so it'd be 1, 2, 3. Those are beats. They get numbers, 1, 2. The 8th note is in between that, and I put an and in it. I just link the numbers up with 1 and 2 and 3 and that indicates 8th notes. Well, 16th notes go in between the 8th notes, so I do a 1 E and a. It's still got the 1 and, but there's an E and an in there. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, so forth. And that's how they count it. Now when you're actually playing the music, you don't count it. You feel it. But when you're first trying to figure out the rhythm, sometimes it helps to count it out. It's like at the beginning. We have this 4/16 notes in a pickup measure. You're starting here, you're in this position, and the first 16th note is on beat 3, because it's a pickup beat, and then the quarter note and the next measure is on beat 1, so it's 3, 1, and all those notes got to go in there. 3 E and a 1, 3 E and a 1, and that's 16th notes. That's as complicated as it gets right there. As I said earlier, it's in 3/4 time. We got 1 sharp in the key signature. We're in the key of G major. Make sure you can do the G major scale at least 1 octave up and down. I have a video on G major scale. It's in the scales playlist. Have a ball hunting it all up. It's all there. It's okay. So here, right hand first, we're here, and it's 3 E and, as I said, 3, and we take this really, really, really slow. See, 16th notes aren't an indication of speed to say, well, it's got 16th notes, so they got to go fast. No, the tempo tells you how fast you got to go. So we're going to go slow here for now. So it's 3 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E. I get tired of saying 3 E and 1. But I can say 1 and 2 and I know there's 2 16th notes in there, so it's like 3 and, so it's right there, 3 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3. Get the idea? Second line, third measure, reach up, little finger. We change positions, bring the whole hand up. And then in the next measure, scrunch up a little bit and 5th finger. We just changed positions again. Then on the 3rd line, you scrunch up again. Here, we're changing position. Get the idea? Last line, here. Little finger, but stay where you are. It's just 1 note. Okay, left hand. Left hand's got the primary chords. 1 chord, then what's known as a 1 sus4 chord. It's like a 1 chord, you just the middle note went up 1. And then in the 2nd line, that's 5/7 chord. Okay. 3rd line down. Now we're down here. We're actually in E minor here. E minor and G major both have 1 sharp in the key signature, and in fact it wouldn't hurt you to do the E minor scale also. I generally, when I do the scales, I do it by key signature. So it's like 1 sharp, okay, G major and E minor. Just doing the scale, learn the scales. These are the chords, you're getting it. Put the hands together. 3 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 1 and 2 and. Well, you go through and do it. I can already play it. I don't even do it anymore. And I connect everything, as I said many times earlier. When I first learn a piece of music, I just play it all connected. But once I can get it, and I have the notes, and I have the rhythms, and the fingering, and all that's working, and I'm not hesitating anywhere, the beat is a steady, nice slow, but it's steady, then I can add in the articulation. Now these slurs and staccatos, and this light staccato here, lift up before and after these slurs. The left hand, you just play it as connected as you can. There's nothing written, so you can't connect it because they're chords, but we don't want a lot of silence between them. So it's staccato here but not here. Get the idea? Then we can add the dynamics. And again, the dynamics apply to the melody. So that's the right hand in this piece. Moderately loud, mezzo forte MF. Scherzando, I'll come back to that later. Let's moderately loud here. Whatever you think sort of loud is. It depends, it changes, it's not an absolute value. Well, the left hand has to be under that, so keep the left hand soft if you can. Can you play one hand louder and then soft? Second line, last 2 measures, you come down to soft. The left hand needs to go very soft. You gotta come down, and the left hand has to be under that. Don't slow down, you just come down here. And the third line, now you're moderately soft. Well, it's a little softer than you were moderately loud, just sort of soft. The left hand is very soft. And then in the last line, the second measure, you're going to get up, and then the next 2 measures later, you're going to come back down. You're going to swell up and swell back down, okay? So look in the middle. That would be the third measure. Those are your notes. We're going to go from moderately soft to moderately loud. We're going to go back up. So the last line is moderately soft in the right hand. 1 and 2 and. Come back down. No, except there's no B on the end, it's just these notes. I don't know why they didn't put a B on the end. Don't ask me, I don't know, and I don't care. It's just these notes, okay. And once you can get an idea of the dynamics, then we start adding the speed. The speed they're giving is allegretto. Allegretto, you may remember, is between moderato and allegro. Allegretto is sort of fast. I call it the fun speed. When I think of a fun piece, I think allegretto. Now that's the flow of the piece. It's not the beat. So what is the flow of the piece? It gets into, okay, we're going to have a fun piece here. And that depends on you and what you can do, because these 16th notes have to be even and controlled. It can't just blah. They're even and controlled. So how fast can you do that controlled? And I still shifting weight from finger to finger. I'm just lowering which finger I'm doing. However fast you can control those, that's how. That's my allegretto. But you have to, if you can only do these, if that's as fast as you can play them correctly, then close enough. That's what you do. Now, I want to push a little bit more about interpreting. Once you get past the mechanics of the notes and the rhythms and all this stuff, You get into the music and the feeling of the music, because music is expression and emotion and feelings. That's what it's all about. You start feeling the music. You can sing it to yourself, la 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 la, or whatever. I don't care how. It's what do you feel? And the scherzando comes into play when you get into interpreting the music. Scherzando was like a playful, light, having fun. Well, it's what I associate to allegretto, but scherzando tells you, think of having fun. Some Knighthood is having fun. What's going on exactly, but that's what they're doing. And that's the atmosphere of the piece. So that's what you need to be feeling as you play it. Because, in theory, at least, if you feel it, you'll play it. And the audience, whoever's listening, will pick up on what you're feeling. They'll think, oh, this is fun and happy and all that. It's not something you do at a funeral. At the end, there's a DC off fine. That DC, remember, goes back to the beginning. And the fine is at the end of the second line. In my opinion, my humble opinion, it's my video, I'll give my opinions, they need to have an end of piece symbol there at the end of the second line. So instead of double bars like they've got, it should be a thin and thick bar line. Because that's the symbol for an end of the music. So I think take that second thin bar line they've got and just widen it out a little bit. So it's a thin and thick bar line, really, is how, in my opinion. I keep saying my opinion. What's important to me, I don't know. You go ahead and learn it as best you can, and then come back and do the play with me section. I want to check it, notes and rhythms with you. No dynamics, we're not going to perform this. Just really, really, really slow. You need to play it with me. And make sure you're playing the same notes I'm playing at the same time I'm playing. And since there's a pickup beat, we come in on beat 3, I'll give us 2 counts. I'll go ready, go. That's 2 counts. And it's going to be really, really slow because of the 16th notes. Ready and go, we end out. 1 and. And 2 and